Choosing a broker is super important, and that's why over the 10 years that I've been trading, I found a broker that I like a lot. Now today we're going to be comparing Saxo versus PU Prime because these are two pretty good brokers, but I would say that one of these are actually just better in every category. So without further ado, none of this is financial advice, let's dive straight into this comparison. So here we are in the PU Prime homepage, and I would say that this looks incredibly professional with a video playing in the background. Now, if we go over to Saxo, it's definitely a little bit more corporate, and yes, it looks a lot more like a bank, which does make sense. These guys are registered as a bank as well as a broker. Now, if we're talking about regulations here, guys, it's important to note that PU Prime are actually regulated in Australia and Cyprus and the Seychelles. This basically allows them to have access to a lot of different places globally without the restrictions placed on them by certain countries. Whereas if we do go to the Saxo regulation section on their site, they are regulated in the UK, Australia, Switzerland, and Singapore. Now, what does this mean and why is PU Prime better on this front? Well, with Saxo being regulated in such restrictive countries such as the UK and Switzerland, this is actually going to be a problem when it comes to having global access across the world. So if you are a UK resident or a UK citizen and you're trying to access these guys from, say, India, then that could be a massive problem. Whereas you're not going to have as strict restrictions with PU Prime because they have much broader regulation. But they have enough regulation to be trustworthy and have that operability. But let's talk leverage here. So on PU Prime, we can see the leverage is up to $1,000 on their lowest account here. And the minimum deposit is $50. But if we go over to Saxo, actually there is no minimum deposit when it comes to opening an account with them. But the kicker or the anchor on this specific broker is that Saxo Bank only have up to 100 in leverage. So actually 10x less than PU Prime. The reason for this is because they are actually a bank as well as a broker, and they are a lot more restricted when it comes to providing leverage to their clients. Now, when it comes to actual trading instruments here, guys, PU Prime offer over 200 different instruments, including Forex, indices, commodities, stocks, CFDs, and crypto CFDs as well. Now, Saxo Bank actually offer up to 40,000 different trading instruments, but the kicker here is obviously that yes, they're not as focused on the CFDs and the ones that can make their clients as much money. So if you're looking for an easier retail experience where you're not going to get overwhelmed, I would definitely be on the PU Prime side. It's also a lot easier to find the standard things that you would trade here because you're not bothered or overwhelmed by all of the different instruments that Saxo is throwing at you. Now, when it comes to trading platforms, PU Prime offer a bunch of different stuff here. They have their own app, which is super intuitive. They have MetaTrader 4 and 5, as you can see here. As well as that, they have a copy trading feature, which is super good as well, right? So this copy trading feature, I will just talk about for a minute because this is something that's revolutionary. It allows you to find traders that are doing well and making money and instantly copy their trades using PU Prime's infrastructure. Now, this is something that's fantastic because it means if you find a successful trader on there, which as you can see, super easy to do. You can look at all their stats, all of their trades. Then whenever they take a trade, you're going to take a trade. Whenever they make money, you're going to make money as well. Now, if we compare this to Saxo and their trading platforms here, we can see that they do have a couple apps. They're more suited to professional traders, people that have 100 screens, this kind of stuff. But yes, they don't have that copy trading feature that is so prominent and good on PU Prime. Now, Saxo being a bank as well, in terms of infrastructure and trading speed, I would say Saxo, from my experience, is a lot slower than PU Prime, that has a lot more modern and updated infrastructure for speed of transactions. So when the markets are super congested in an event, then I would definitely be using PU Prime more, simply because you're just going to get in and out of those trades a lot quicker without that congestion built by volume and volatility. Now, when it comes to spreads and fees here, guys, we can see we're looking at gold right here, and the spread is literally zero, or it's just oscillating between 0 and 0.5, 0.6, this kind of area. And this is something that's fantastic because other brokers out there sometimes offer as high as 50 in terms of spread, which is ridiculous. So really good from PU Prime, actually offering really low spreads on all of the favorite assets out there. Now, if we're looking at Saxo, they do offer really good spreads, sometimes as low as 0.6. But I will say that yes, while Saxo does offer competitive spreads, PU Prime provides lower costs for smaller trading amounts. What that means is you're not going to be charged a massive fee if you're trading with a $50 account. It's just going to be easier to use, whereas Saxo are more tailored to the bigger company-based traders. So in summary here, guys, when we're comparing PU Prime to Saxo, there are definitely many different advantages and disadvantages here, but overall, I would say PU Prime is the best, particularly if you're not an institutional trader. Saxo being a bank means it's a lot more restricted to different countries, allowing people in those countries to actually trade there, of course, but if you're someone that travels a lot, if you're someone that moves about, then yes, PU Prime is going to be the option there. Now, if you're talking about spreads, as we just saw, guys, PU Prime is miles ahead with a gold spread as low as 0 sometimes in certain market conditions. So really for retail traders, people like you and me, yes, I would definitely be advising PU Prime, particularly with that copy trading feature as well, where instead of following signals, instead of doing your TA, you could basically just follow a trader that's doing well and make money when they make money. So overall, it is going to be a PU Prime win here for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Definitely check them out in the description, but that will be it for this video. Cheers.